Good morning and welcome to the first live stream of the PWA Pro Slalom trainings. First thing I want to mention is that our technical guy Finn Noer, he is organizing the whole live stream for us, and he has been testing the last week on this location, and it's really difficult with the connection. So if for some reason we are not live anymore, we will still keep recording the live stream, and later we will upload it to YouTube. So that's the first thing we would like to mention. And the plan for today, well, we're here with Bartek as well, co-commentating. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And then the whole team basically, Finn Noer, Jane and Freya, they are outside filming. Finn is the technical guy and he's doing all the buttons and everything, the changings. So the plan for today, training. We're gonna have 2 sessions of 7 races. It's quite a light wind setup today. We're at the harbor, the flat water spot we also call it. And basically the first possible start will be at 11:20. We will be racing in 2 groups of around 10 people in each group, of which the first group will contain more of the pro riders, or let's say the ones which are doing the real PWA tour full time. And the second group, they are the upcoming talents, let's say. And yeah, basically that's the plan for today. Let's see how it goes with the live stream. And I think we also have a commentating section. I don't know if that's correct.
We can comment on YouTube, yes.
Yeah, perfect. So if you have any questions, you can also add them in the comments.
Please comment, because we are not professional commentators. We are not
exactly.
band profits, so
we
cannot hold on for 1.5 hours without comments.
We have a lot of
we'll
we have a lot of information about the trainings. So yeah, basically, yeah, let's keep the comments coming in. So we have also some topics of discussion.
We see the guys training. Well, they kind of just checking the course for now.
Yep.
Robin was actually managing the races for many years. How many years?
I did 4 years of organizing the training, so I know some ins and outs, and I also know how difficult it can be, especially also for Guillermo, or Guia, our legend on the boat. He is basically doing a one-man job, and yeah, from the beginning of January, so the first week of January till the end of March, he is on the boat 4 times a week, sometimes 5, but like mostly 4 times a week. And then like long days, normally we would do 3 sessions of 5 with some breaks in between.
Here is poor Guia by himself, trying to set up the course by himself. Of course, it's a remote location. Not every day we train here.
No.
So he needs to set it up completely from the start.
He has to set it up completely from the start. And normally we have our racing course basically in the South Bay of El Médano. And there we have the anchor lines just fixed on the bottom. He only has to click on the buoys, let's say. So yeah, for this particular training in the harbor, which we only run in February, in the beginning of March, he also have to pull the anchor lines and then sail upwind with the boat to the harbor and put the whole course from scratch. But with like 2015, I think he started with this position. I think 2015.
14, 15, yes.
So
it's 8 years of hard work.
He's a legend. He knows what he's doing. So that's the setup for today. And maybe it's also nice to talk you through a little bit of like a day planning, how it normally looks like, or a week planning even. Normally during a week we would do 4 training days, trying to keep always some rest days in between, as it is pretty hard work, the trainings. You are on the water 5 races back to back, tricky conditions, wavy, gusty, yeah, basically pushing full out, because the guys here training, they are not the small guys, let's say. So yeah, it's a hard job for them out sailing. And yeah, the normal training days, they will start at 11. We will do a series of 5 races back to back, which means they do 1 start and they come back to the starting line and they do 5 rounds basically. That doesn't include like the the over earlies, which there also are because they're pushing. So let's say in a winter, full winter, we do a minimum at least of 750 starts, and that's not even counting the over earlies. So it's quite a lot.
It's probably 10 years of racing for some guys.
If you come here for the whole winter, yes.
Because if you go only to compete doing the starts,
yeah, then
you can start in round 1, round 2 maybe, and then if you knew, you probably don't pass 2 rounds.
No, that's the thing.
And how many stars you have to do, how many years of this stars to get used to stars.
That's the beauty and like the strength of, yeah, you can train in basically in 1 month you can already train a full season of racing. That's yeah, a whole season of events. And what Bartek says, if you are new to it, if you pass the first round and maybe the second, then you're doing a really good job. And if you are also in the top rankings, then also you don't have to sail that many races because you're already starting in the second round or even sometimes further. So yeah, you will not have that many starts in the whole race season.
Yeah, let's see, because we have already the groups, no, for today.
Yes.
And we have the group 1, which is pretty much big names only.
It is, yeah.
And we have the new world champion Maciek Rutkowski in this group. We have a big man Antoine Albo, who still comes for training even after retirement.
Yeah, he just loves it too much. He's just too passionate about the whole windsurfing.
I think he just after retirement he was like, oh, I miss so much this rush of adrenaline to start with the guys. Let's go again.
We should ask him like if he is already thinking about the comeback.
After, I don't think not yet. Maybe not this year. Maybe not this year. For now, just these few stars here will be enough for him.
Yeah, it's nice. He's actually here since I think 3 years now. And we see him actually on the water at the starting boat.
He's there.
Yeah, he's already out there. He was the first one to be out there, so still passionate as hell. Like, this guy is breeding windsurfing.
Yeah, all these young people, they were not ready to train to test the course, and he just went out as the first one to test.
He already did some laps.
Is good, yes.
Some warming up for the old man, the old dog in the windsurfing field here, let's say.
He's really missing racing, I think.
I think he is. Like, if you have been doing this for your whole life, I think the only thing you are thinking of is racing. The adrenaline that comes with it. And yeah, so basically Bartek was going through the group.
With Matteo Iachino.
Yep. The 2016 world champion, if I remember correctly.
And always on the podium since?
Long time. Very, very long time.
A big name in slalom as well. Always training with us. We have Jordi Wong, upcoming. Is he going to be on podium next year? Maybe.
Ooh, let's see. It's we're gonna have a full tour hopefully this year. A lot of events announced already. Let's see if all will happen. If all will happen, we have like around 8 events more or less. Just spoke about it with Matteo for a moment, and he says if it's gonna happen, then we have a really nice tour in 20.
Because after 8 events, I think you can really
say
tell who's the best.
Exactly.
Because we have the next contender here, Enrico Marotti.
Ooh, also a very strong competitor.
Won his first event, last event of the year.
Yeah.
I think he's coming for it, no? I think he's coming.
It's funny to see, like, especially if you are here organizing and basically working in TWS, you see those guys every winter. And the progression they make over the years, it's really incredible to see. It's even already with some guys which are coming for the first time. You can see like the difference between the first week they are training and the last week. It's such a big improvement they make. And the pro guys, they are tuning their gear here the whole winter. Here we see Jordi Wong flying over the water with his Proto 87. I had a little chat. Yeah, the warp foil, and he said that he was gonna go on the biggest front wing he had.
Because of
for
the light wind.
because of the light wind. It's quite light, but they're still flying fast.
Yeah, I think it's around 13 knots, 15 knots right now.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's not really strong racing like sometimes we have in El Medano. We can expect 25, 30 knots and big waves. Maybe not big waves, but swell. Right now we are in the harbor here, flat water location, not much wind. A bit more light wind day to test. That's what riders wanted, no? They always want to test in all of the conditions.
True.
This is typical day in PWA, I would say.
Yeah. Well, like if you look at the group, like the group
Japan,
we have now, like it's crazy. And also what you're saying, yeah, like condition-wise, it's like it looks like Japan flat water,
Yeah,
more or less.
gusty
Winds.
no wind on the drives.
Yeah. So a lot of pumping for sure to coming out of the jibes. Yeah, and it's actually what they specifically asked for. Like, let's go to the harbor because we want to train in really tricky conditions, as we have them also during the season when we're racing. So they want to prepare in the best possible way, and I think they're gonna have a really nice day of tuning their gear, figuring out the setups for this kind of conditions. And yeah,
Let's see if Jordi comes out planning after this drive, because the inside drive will be probably the most difficult one.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see, he's coming for a test drive.
It looks quite light.
Or maybe he already gave up.
Goes back to shore. The end of day. Yeah.
Yeah, he went upwind.
So he's just testing and setting up his gear to be ready for the racing. Yeah, let's see.
Drive. Let's see if he comes out flying.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough wind.
Let's see how it goes with the racing, because in the racing normally you need a little bit more wind, from my own experience. I don't know how it is on foil, but I remember from Finn, if you were sailing with 7.7, like fully overpowered outside of the course, you were starting with the whole pack, you would be perfectly okay with 7.7. We even have someone on Finn. Look at this.
Yes.
That's
group 2.
yeah, that's Joa van den Berg, a Dutch guy, young guy. He's actually the youngest at the moment. So yeah, he's 18 years old only. So let's see what his future is gonna bring.
Joa van den Berg. Okay.
Yes, that's net 1009.
That's difficult on the Finn, no? To come out planning from the drive in
with
this
these
light
kind
wind.
of conditions.
Yes.
Is
That's where foil will just destroy all of the other guys.
true. Your like average speed is so much higher. And there we have Akira,
Japanese rider.
Japanese,
Yes.
all the way from Japan. He was here actually with a fellow Japanese friend, I guess. He left today, but yeah, it's good to see a lot of people coming from even from Japan and like from far away. And over the years, we had also guys from the other part of the other side of the world, Isaac and those guys. They have been all here training.
New Caledonia.
New Caledonia as well, yeah. So quite a lot of nationalities
And
we
there
have
were
seen.
these 3 guys from some really remote location, like
Yes, I remember
some
those guys. They were a bit of a party guys from the Seychelles.
Seychelles.
Yeah,
yes.
they were really
That
funny
was-
guys.
yeah.
Really laid back. If you thought that it could be like even more laid back than Canarian style, that it exists. It exists. I can confirm. So we are now basically 5 minutes.
Yeah, I
Before
think
the
the course
start.
is already confirmed.
Yep.
The guys said it's fine. They are coming to the boat.
Yeah.
And in 5 minutes there will be starting procedure,
Yes.
which is for people who know. Robin can
Like,
explain
well,
how it looks.
At the moment, the AP flag is still up, so that means that like there's no. Well, we're waiting basically. So the starting procedure, we're gonna have a 4-minute starting procedure, counting down to 0. For a lot of for some people which are not into racing and want to know how it works, basically at 4 minutes we have a red flag going up. Then at 3 minutes it goes down. And at 2 minutes the yellow flag goes up. At 1 minute the yellow flag goes down, and then at 0 The idea is that the guys they are passing on full speed over the line, then the green flag will go up. What happens very often, because those guys are pushing really hard, is that they go over early. And what I remember from the last years is that the over earlies in the harbor, there are more over earlies in the harbor than on the race course in the South Bay. That's what I remember from previous years. So it's gonna be interesting. And for Gia especially, he has to be really sharp. And I can tell you, over the last years, the whole winter, if he would make like 5 mistakes on calling it over early or a good start, then it's a lot, because we film all the starts with the GoPro
During the year.
during one training season.
One
I have
training
only
season.
seen him
Yeah.
like making, well, I will not say it's mistakes, but like 4 or 5 calls that he didn't do on the right way. Let's say that it was not over early or was over early. And
He's sharp as a knife.
he is really sharp as a knife. And like he earns a lot of beers with it, you know. Like when he calls it over early, the guys always want to know, the racers, like, no, I was on time, I was not over early. And then we check the footage of the GoPro, and 99% of the times Guy is right. So
Yeah, I
he-
think it was more shouting in the first years.
yep.
Now I think the guys are okay. It was over early. I will not say anything.
No, they
That's-
know
that's
how
true, yeah.
what a sharp eye he has, and especially now on the harbor, like the boat is not moving at all. There's no swell, so it's even or good. But yeah, they're racing so sharp that like sometimes you have to hit your spacebar on your laptop like so many times to see if it's the right frame, because in one frame it can be over early, but in the other frame it can be a good start. So yeah, basically the group 1, yeah, actually he went already through it. Bartek went through it already. We have here the groups. So yeah, we have
Yeah.
Marcek, then we have Malte,
Malte Reuscher.
Germany, Italian,
Germany,
777 seal number. Nico Prien, if I remember correctly, he is like the Germany 7 in his seal.
Yes.
Matteo Aquino, big name. Jordi Vonk.
The thing is, not all of the guys have numbers
No,
today,
that's
because they are
difficult
using
thing.
also the prototype cells. They test. It's not their full setups.
No.
So we cannot see the numbers sometimes. We will try to recognize the guys, because we saw them last month training here. We expect what equipment they
We know
wear.
the prototypes.
And I think let's go through the whole group, because we have the
So Jordi already mentioned, Enrico, Enrico Marotti,
we
then
mentioned.
Antoine, we already mentioned as well. Bob, Dutch guy, Bob van den Burgt,
young,
young
new
guy.
Yeah.
He's 21, but he's pushing hard, and especially the last 2 years, he has learned a lot. To the gym a lot, so
Yeah.
he became a quite big guy already.
And he's coming here for a few years already.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hugo is our friend from Sweden. He is also long time participant of the trainings already. I think also 3 or 4 years. He will be on the duotones, if I remember it correctly. Also good sailors. Well, basically they're all good sailors. I cannot say nothing about it.
I think he's wearing the number, Swedish number, so we can recognize
Yeah, we
him.
can recognize him. Yeah, because he has all his sails stickered. He's not testing any proto, so that's a good thing.
And the people are lining up. Everybody, riders are already on the boat, I think.
Yeah, AP is down. No, it's still up. The
Still
AP
up.
flag.
But I think they're just calling now the procedure.
Yes.
Let's see, Gia. We can watch Gia if he's gonna raise the red flag first.
That should be also the group flag should be up, because we have two groups, which you can recognize of basically the Japanese flag. The white with red dot is group 1 normally, and the blue with white dot is group 2. As we are racing in 2 groups.
I think we have Japanese flag up.
Yes.
So group 1 will be the first.
Group 1 will
And
be first.
It's down. AP flag
Yeah,
is down.
AP flag is down, group flag is up, so that means that the starting procedure will happen any moment. Let's see. Then group 2. Let's go to group 2 as well. Sarah Jackson, we know from well, she has been doing a lot of PWA already, and she comes here also quite often during the winter training. Like this year, I think she is here the whole winter, so that's a good one.
Duotone rider.
Duotone rider,
Yeah.
yes, for quite some years already,
Yeah.
and the Duotone international. Actually,
Yes, I think the social from Duotone windsurfing
it's all done by
her
her.
job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we have Akira, the Japanese rider. We
Akira
just
Kudo.
name, to be really very honest.
He's having the number on his sail, so we can recognize him.
Yeah, we
as
saw him
well.
earlier already sailing. Mark, the inside mark. Then we have Jenna Gibson, also
Another British rider.
another
here.
British rider, also in the female fleet.
Yes.
And yeah, big name as well in the female racing, also on Duotone Fanatic. Then we have Arnau, and to be honest, like it's a Spanish guy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't know that much about him, so let's see how he's gonna sail. And
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
important to tell people that Group 2, it's not only pro riders.
exactly,
These are the guys who come here to train, maybe to test how it is, but also for fun. They're not
Yep.
doing all of the competitions. So everybody who just plan to maybe do some racing, maybe test how it is, they can come and do the Group 2 or even Group 3 sometimes. We have 3 groups sometimes
Yes.
if it's more
Yeah.
busy. But I think these guys are here to have more fun and test themselves
yeah, and
against
learn.
some riders, see how they are, if they are maybe upcoming stars or maybe not.
You never know.
I think some guys, they just want to have fun.
True. No, it's also like for the guys who just start racing. It's a very nice experience, even if you only come 1 week and you sail 4 days. So that means that yeah, they can do like in 1 week a lot of racing. Let's see if we can already see the
I think they're already
on the
getting
start.
ready for a start.
Yeah, I think I see the red flag.
We have slightly problems with internet, so we're not sure how we can see it properly, but I think the guys are lining up for a start. First start of the day, Group 1. We are going yes over the line. I think everybody
I think
went.
they crossed already. Yeah, and it's a good
And
start.
it's a good start.
yeah.
We go. So we see, I think Nico is down. Is the first guy on the Nil Pride. Then is Maciek Rutkowski on the Challenger. We have Matteo Equino in the front as well on the Severn. It's the prototype Severn sail, but he's on the front now.
And then the goat,
We have the
Antoine and Jordi.
course.
Jordi in fourth. Antoine goes on the
Matteo
inside.
first. There's Enrico, Maciek. Is it Antoine?
Yeah,
Then
Antoine
Jordi.
passing.
Okay. Okay, so Enrico dropped on the foil.
Yeah, it's
So
super
it's
light.
light.
It's light, super
typical
light.
Japan.
So Akira should be in like he should have a benefit from it. Basically, he knows.
Yeah. The last of the guys on the back, of course, they dropped, but
Yeah.
the first guys are going. Matteo is doing very well on the front.
And it's also great to mention that like actually the Group 1 could easily be like the final of the PWA.
Of course.
All the names in there,
Yes.
like they are there most of the time. So it's high level. I spoke to Jordi the other day, and he said like, man, sometimes when we are talking with each other, like, why you're pushing so hard, man? Why? So yeah, they are not going easy here. They are definitely going full power. Sometimes even more full power than on the racing course, because here you can risk it. It's just the training.
Especially one guy, Enrico. I think he always goes full power.
Yeah. Like we
You can
we have a
expect
few.
some crash from him today for sure.
Yeah.
Some spectacular crash. So
But
we
he
saw
has-
Matteo on the front. Matteo first, Maciek still second. Then it should be Antoine and Jordi behind him, and then Enrico. And the last guys are pumping on the back.
Yeah, like the as normal, like the first reach is always always the most important basically. How you come out on the first mark, well, of course things can change if someone drops out or drops down or falls in. But like these guys are sailing on such a high level that falling down, well, it happens, but it's not very often.
So Matteo rounding first.
Around third
Maciek.
mark, Antoine.
Antoine, of course, third. Easy. Jordi, fourth. Now it's actually Nico.
Yes, then Malta, I think, on the Gastra.
Yes, Malta is fifth.
Yes. And this is
This is
Bob.
This is Hugo probably on the dual.
Yeah. Oh, and he falls in.
So there's actually no Enrico in this. Or he
Let's see. Maybe
already maybe dropped on the first mark.
he should be in there. He's on the list. Or maybe Antoine is not in. No, I think it's Antoine on the Neil Pride in third position. So basically they are rounding Mark 4. Where they're going to round Mark 4 now, and there's then one last mark on the inside.
And still Matteo leading.
Yes.
And Maciek second. Of course, it's not much changes.
Yeah, that's like what I said. If you're rounding the first mark and you are solid in your sailing, there's not much gonna change. Did I someone go in? Yeah, someone fell down
Yeah,
as well
I
on
think
the.
it was Bob maybe.
No, I think. Well, it's a bit difficult to see for us. We are looking on a quite small screen to see it, and also the light. We have the light against us, so that's also a bit difficult. But I hope that you guys at home, from wherever you're watching, that you can see it, and that the live stream is working perfectly.
And that's it. That's
First round.
That's
Yep.
That's the end of the first training session. And we have to mention also that we don't have a drone.
No.
And it would be really nice to see it from the drone. Of course, everybody would comment, please give us the drone view.
The drone view, yeah.
And the problem is that we are too close to the airport. It's
It's straight
almost
under
there,
the
but we
straight
cannot
under
use
the line of
we
taking off.
cannot unfortunately use it.
Yeah.
So just because of that reason, we cannot show you now the drone view, which would be the best and the easiest to follow. But I think the NoerStick crew is doing very good job here, and we have to give the big shout out again to Mr.
Definitely.
Finn Noor, the inventor of the
NoerStick.
NoerStick.
So
the
don't forget to get
extension,
your
the most
NoerStick.
innovative extension on the market.
Yes.
Why? Because we have actually the second group
Oh,
already.
the second group is already starting. Yeah, that's
Yes.
going quite fast. Normally there's 1 minute between the starting sequences. So let's see who we have here on the first reach. I think on the Neil Pride we have. I'm pretty sure it's Cyril, the Belgian rider.
The girls are on the duathlon as well. So
Yeah.
do you think
could-
that girls are in the front of the guys?
Well, they are
Could be,
fast, eh?
yeah.
They are fast. So it's really difficult to see.
That's
who's
duathlon rider.
Could be Simon. Simon, also an English guy.
also
We didn't
UK
even finish
number.
the whole list.
We have Japanese rider on a Gastra.
Yeah.
Neil Pride on the front now.
I think that's Cyril leading the pack towards Mark. We have. It's quite difficult with the light from the front to see something.
With this angle, we cannot see really the sails.
No, it's quite difficult. So yeah, what you just saw, like the start of the second group, there's only 1 minute in between, and that means that for Gia it's just working back to back. Like today we have 7 races back to back, which means he has to stay sharp. And after the last mark, they jibe around and they go free the outside back to the starting area. And yeah, they do this 4 days a week. Would you be up for it?
I'm not.
No,
I'll be up for one. I actually gear behind them, you know.
Yeah, on the wave gear, like some super
when
cross.
it's really like 40 knots in the bay,
Yeah,
and you just, if you start in the group 3 or 2 on the wave gear, and it's really big swell and 40 knots, Actually, you can be close to the guys, and on the
Yeah, I
jibe you
think
can
so.
maybe even get some guys who crash.
The, yeah, the ones who crash for sure.
So it's fun also to just follow them, see them around when you're sailing in El Médano. See the real speed of the real big guys.
So let's get back to. I think it's still Cyril leading the pack.
You're right on the first, yes.
It's
He's
pretty
leading.
light on the inside,
It's
as you can
pumping,
see.
so it's not really powered up. I think for the next mark. Let's see if he gets there. Yeah, so the third mark is a bit upwind. They will struggle a bit, but yeah, he made it.
Yeah, like the last days, it has been quite tricky with the wind shifts. I heard from some guys, and especially for Guille to put the course on the right angle, it's really difficult because it's shifting quite a lot. And yeah, we have had some light onshore conditions as well, which made it also really difficult to race because it's always shifting a lot. We've had some rain actually lately on sunny Tenerife, so it's the short, and there's like the shorties.
Yeah. Actually, if you do some hard work as a rider, you need to wear some short wets.
Some
Otherwise,
comfortable.
you really struggle.
Yeah, it's you're definitely raising your heart rate with this racing, so you will not get caught. Like they're getting back already.
I think they already gave up. Sometimes it happens in the group
Yeah.
2, no? Sometimes the guys in group 2 decide it's enough.
It's
we don't
enough.
gonna do
we
the
go
last
back.
mark.
Yeah, it's gonna take too long. So
That's why this group is for everyone. Everyone can try it. You don't have to be pro guy. You can really have fun and find some people on your level.
True.
Whatever your level is.
So for who is for who is group 2? That's a question.
For tourist riders and
Yeah,
young riders,
exactly. The upcoming talents.
maybe female riders. Probably
Yeah.
some of the guys they have to stay behind girls, so they are.
Ooh,
How,
yeah.
how does it feel? Do you think for them? Motivate them.
Actually,
to
I
go
can actually I can tell you because I over the last years I had the chance to race with some of them, and I tell you the girls in this fleet, like even if they are in group 2, because well, of course the group 1 and group 2 there's a huge difference. They are fast.
There's
And
Blanca as well in the group too.
Yeah, Blanca as well. So yeah, we have AP flag up, which means well, the riders are getting back to the shore. I see.
I think they need to update the course. The third mark was
Too much.
upwind.
Too much
It was
upwind,
hard
yeah.
to. Or is it red flag?
No, it's
it's
AP.
red flag.
No, it's a red flag.
with
Yeah,
Japanese
sorry.
flag, which
It's
is
really
the group number 1 already in procedure. Yeah?
It looked like the AP flag, but it's
Yeah.
not. So they're getting ready for their second race.
So they're already in the 4-minute countdown. They
Yep.
usually go 1 minute. They turn around. So they get 2-minute countdown again on the. That's the strategy.
Exactly. So yeah, basically what Bartek says, it's on the 4 minutes they actually race towards the first mark more or less, but then upwind, and they try to pass the starting line again on 2 minutes. They sail out and then
They check
match
the watch because
they check the watch
maybe
and the time they need to get to that point, and they jibe and they know more or less. But I think we can say that for the guys, the pros, that they do a lot on feeling because they've done so many starts already over the last years. So yeah, they know exactly how it works.
So this location doesn't allow for us to go really outside, no? So once they cross now on the 2-minute mark to watch, they cannot go 1 minute out because the harbor restrictions doesn't allow us to go really far out. So this location is a bit more difficult for a start.
It's actually what you can see now on the screen.
Yeah,
You see the big wall of the harbor, and they cannot sail in front of the opening of the harbor, the entrance of the harbor. So where we see the guys stopping now, that's more or less the line they have. So they have a really short run up to the line, which makes it on the
yellow flag is up.
yellow
so
flag in
less
the
than
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. So yeah, that's it's tricky with the short run up, but it also makes it really exciting.
Yeah, I think still actually.
Yep.
And make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna start now.
Am I gonna
And
get
probably
this
between
gust
the
or
other
not?
guys, some of the guys starting too early, maybe some of the guys are a bit behind. So start. It's not the real PWA start, but
No.
But also part of the training.
True. Well, and then to mention that on the PWA you have a few guys on the starting boat, like filming. What I understood from some guys with the iPad to check the starts if they are over early or good starts.
Yeah,
And
so
here we only have
once it's
Gia.
over early, they can check who was over early.
True.
And
They
actually
call it.
They started to call more guys over early since then.
So that's looks like they are.
It's less than 1 minute, probably. Or?
Yes, they are they're lining up for the. Let's see when we're gonna get the first over early of the day.
Okay, so you see some of the guys are down still. Malta is still us. Yeah, now it's coming the duotone of
Jordi?
Swedish guy, probably.
No, because. Yeah, of Hugo. Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is
So-
the proto of Jordi, as I see
Yeah.
it.
And
Wait, I'm
on the
looking
pin
on the.
there is Matteo and I think I would say Antoine.
Is
It's gonna be over early
yeah.
because they slow down already. Yes.
Yes.
It's over early, so they're gonna now go to over early procedure.
Yeah,
3
that's
minutes?
also a funny thing. I've been in the situation myself before. When I trained here during the winter of 2017, I did like on my holidays some training with them.
Which group?
We had only one group because it was early January, and the early January is always is easy. Like there are between 7 and 11 guys, so it's one group mainly. And yeah, like the over early, then the sequence turns from 3 before then. So I was like still waiting, and I see the guys already passing the line. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's happening here? So yeah, we go to 3 minutes now. 3 minutes starting.
And they need to go back to the boat.
Yep.
To get the 3 minutes countdown.
Exactly, to time it.
Okay, so let's go through the guys in the first group because we have these guys that are coming here for 8 years, 10 years maybe.
Well,
Well, actually
already
it started 10 years ago with the 0.7
0.7 crew.
black team.
Yeah.
At the moment, Andrea Kuki was actually kind of founder of this idea of winter training.
Yep.
And he brought all his riders to Tenerife back then, like 10 years ago already. And thanks to this, it created this El Medano vibe that
True.
continues until today. So they were training with only 0.7 riders first year. And
Who
now
was who were there then back then? With was Jordi, I remember. Marcek?
Jordi was actually big guys.
Yeah, Matteo.
Young talented guys. Andrea was actually pretty good in choosing his
Yeah,
riders
he
because
was.
he had Maciek, Jordi. Matteo was back then he was on the Challenger, I think, but he was already during the training and next some of the years
We
he
had
joined 0.7 as
Alberto.
well, Alberto
was
Menegatti.
yeah, he was there.
who passed away
Yeah,
sadly. But
a big name.
for 10 years, and actually when they arrived here 10 years ago, they were really no names.
Nope.
Nobody knew them. They were basically the guys from the group 2 now. Like
You can say
nobody
that,
knew
yeah.
them. Some young guys be doing it just for fun, maybe becoming a pro.
Yep.
Now we see if you consistently come here for 10 years, you
It
become
pays
world
off.
champion.
Exactly, that's
Almost all of them became
what we
world
have
champion.
seen.
So the first was Alberto, who really won Korea event after just 2-3 winter trainings. Then Matteo kind of believed because he saw him and he followed him to become world champion. Then Jordi, of course, Maciek, they were always growing year by year.
Yeah, we have seen. Well, that's growing, and yeah, what Bartek just mentioned is if you are coming here consistently over the winters every single year, you progress so much because you're never gonna get the same amount of starts, never gonna get the same amount of racing in a full competition year than that you do here on the trainings. It's like so many races.
And we have a start now. I think they're
Yeah.
lining up.
Oh, it's a floating start.
It's the now they pump. I think they're a bit late this time. They were a bit more careful not to cross over early, and now they are going for a start. Let's see if it's going to be a good start. Maciek is on the boat. The flag is up and it's not going down, which means we go.
Good start.
Yeah, good start. And we have actually the Swedish rider Hugo in the middle. Oh,
there's the first crash
I think
of
it's
the day.
Enrico, no? Or not?
Could be.
Matteo is again leading, I would say. But Antoine is coming from the pin start, and they are now gonna line up. Let's see who's coming first. Matteo is first. Maciek is going with Antoine for the jibe. Matteo
So we
crossing
have
first, Antoine second, Maciek third. We have Malte fourth and Hugo fifth,
wow.
and Jordi behind
Nice.
them. Yeah, so Matteo consistent today,
He is.
getting.
And he did.
I think he just did, yes.
Yes.
So we have Maciek moving to second. Antoine will not give it up, no?
No,
I
no,
think
no,
it's not
knowing
easy
Antoine.
Gonna do this jibe properly.
So they're approaching the first outside mark. Again,
Matteo.
Matteo. Some small changes in the position because now Maciek took over second from Antoine. Antoine third, Malte fourth, Jordi
fifth.
took fifth. Then we have Hugo. Where's the rest? And Bob at seventh. So I guess
one of the
we are
new pride
missing
riders. So
Nico and Enrico. We are missing,
yeah,
I guess.
so one of them is not training right now.
Oh,
maybe
there's
he-
another one coming there, but
This is
Who
the
is-
Neil Pride,
who
the
is that?
last one.
the new pride off. That's the question. Well, it's light wind, but it's really fun to see and see the racing because it's basically PWA level. It's like yeah, as we said before already, it can be a final.
So Maciek dropped a bit. Now it gave
Ooh.
a small chance to Antoine. Let's see. Now he's pretty quickly up. No, Maciek is also not easy to overtake
No, like
anymore.
so. Yeah, it's good that we're back,
Okay.
changing gear.
Maybe he's gonna join the next training session.
Yeah, it's a thing like with the trainings. There are not many rules, but there are some. And one of them is that you have to be there for the first race of the series. No matter then you do the first race, and if you notice in the first race that your setup is just not working, you can after the first race you can go back to the beach and you can join in race 3, for example. Which if you miss the first race, you're out for the full series. So there are not many rules. 2 over earlies, for example, that is also counting as out for the series. And that's about it. There's not there are not many rules. And that's basically no rules PWA. So and fair
Okay.
racing. Don't kill each other on the course.
Of course, I think they will not go 100% during
Yeah.
training, not like in PWA racing. When there is a possibility to injure yourself, you're not going to go for it. You
No, it's not worth it.
relax and yeah.
If you have a whole season ahead of you, you're not gonna risk it on the training.
Of course, you have to keep your body for next 2
You have
months.
to stay
Still
focused.
2 months here of training because the training finish beginning of April.
Yep.
The first week of April. So we still have almost exactly 2 months of training.
True.
The group 2 is already.
Like the starting procedure, because the red flag I think is up.
I think it's over early already. Yes.
So yeah, that's like the ladies, which are filming outside, they follow the group 1, and basically in that meantime of the group 1, the group 2 is already starting, to not lose a lot of time.
But yeah, we are going to the over early procedure, so they need to go to the boat
yeah.
now and get 3 minutes
3 minutes countdown. Yeah. It's the
It's
that's the yellow flag. So actually, it's still it's between. It's less than 2 minutes. So I don't know if we have any comments already, or if it's possible to see comments on.
Yeah, let's check if we have comments on YouTube. Can we check? Here. I hope you guys
Are watching.
commentate.
Yeah. I already got some messages from fellow windsurfers that the live streaming is doing good, but sometimes the connection is a little bit bad. But we are doing fine, so that's a good thing to know.
You are used to in PWA because we cannot do it here with internet connection as we have.
Yep.
Better. But we try our best. And we try to also get your comments soon.
I don't know if there are any comments so far. If you no. So at the moment we are
Let's go
in group
through
2.
the group 2. We have to get those names
Yeah,
together with the sails.
true.
We have Sarah Jackson on the duotone.
Akira on the
She was
Tabu
actually on the
Gastra.
Gastra,
Yeah.
yes. Jenna is also duotone.
Then Arnau, I'm not sure if he was on the Severn or on the Neil Pride, because I've seen some sails on the beach, but without sail numbers, so that makes it a bit more difficult for us to know who is who.
Yes. Who is the next?
Joa.
Joa.
So we have a list from the organizer of this event, or like of these trainings, which followed up.
Joa is on FMX Racing or FMX Duotone Warp 2021. So the exactly this one that is next to the boat is Joa.
Exactly. So then we have Arnau. Yes, the Spanish guy is on Severn, and then a fellow Spanish is on Neil Pride. So I've seen it correctly.
Okay, and I think
FMX
we
Neil
see-
Pride and
we see
Severn.
Blanca also on the screen. Blanca is on the prototype Severn sail, probably from Mateo, because Mateo
be.
is in the same, exactly the same sail. So I would say this is Blanca. And the Neil Pride.
So
We have Diego on the Neil Pride.
and we got some fresh beers. Oh no, it's Coca-Cola. So yeah,
Simon is also on Duotone.
Yep.
I think we already no. This is Jordi coming back for his countdown.
we also
after.
have Justine, the vice world champion from last year,
She's on FMX Racing.
FMX Racing. Yeah.
And the sail is S2 Maui. Yes.
Yep, S2 Maui FMX Racing. So vice world champion last year, IFCA Youth European and world champion 2022 as well last year, and French champion 2022. So that's also a big name in the ladies field.
And they already pumped into the start. I think many guys went over early because it's
Yeah,
just
we have
3 guys racing. at the
yeah,
moment.
now we have the red the group 1 flag is already up.
Yeah, you see the second group. They will find it more difficult, this condition.
True.
These conditions are really tricky. So to line up the start perfectly, it's really difficult. That's why you see some of the guys struggling to cross the line at 0. And on the jibe we have already Severn sail. dropping
Yeah,
on the bike.
that's
Yeah.
the Spanish rider.
And we have British rider, which is Simon, probably.
Or it could be Jenna.
Could be Jenna.
It's a bit difficult from this angle to see it.
Yeah,
Especially with
Simon is already coming there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looks like it's getting lighter and lighter at the moment. A lot of guys floating around.
Yeah, so Jenna did the best. She
Yeah.
found a way to
Yeah,
still
the
going.
rest behind we can see the second. Yeah, here you have
think,
it on the
yeah,
on the screen.
The guys behind already gave up because it's just the training. It's not really racing. You don't have to finish.
You can train pumping if you want.
You should, no? If you come training,
True.
you should go all the way. Otherwise, makes no sense.
At least
At least they train the start and the
Yeah.
mark.
The start and first mark, but you can also train your pumping skills for during the season, which can be coming in very handy.
And we have already procedure starting from the first group.
So
I see the guys already next to the boat. So
Guy is pushing. This would be actually an easy day for Guy, like with the flat water, nice and calm. The only thing is like with the starts. Well, the starts you always have to have a good eye.
many over earlys in this kind of conditions.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like you have to make speed, and if you have to think like I'm gonna get this gust or am I gonna get not. If you get the right gust, you might be over early, and if you don't get the gust, you will be like late. And basically meaning if you're late, you will not get into the first position, unless your opponents fall in at the first mark, all of them, which is not gonna happen.
Yeah, the first reach is the most important. So the start basically is the most important in these conditions. And we have Maciek now pumping to the
Pumping.
beach, or is it just getting ready for the start?
Oof.
Maybe he wants to.
It's really light.
He wants to go on the. No, he just stacks.
Yeah, it's like the inside. Maybe he goes for a coffee on the boat.
Maybe this is his boat. You know, you
Yeah,
never
you're,
know after
He's world champion now, so
becoming world champion. You're getting you're getting
let's
some
go for a
proper,
barbecue.
bonus, no?
Well, I've seen him arriving today with a van, so. But maybe you put his boat here already
Maybe
yesterday.
his girlfriend is on the boat.
That could be true, yeah. Preparing some good meal for during the racing.
For
Because
break.
those guys, they are eating a lot. You can't believe.
A lot of pasta.
A lot of pasta.
Pasta
a lot
is
of
the
chicken.
main, I think, the main here
The m-
food idea for the break of the training.
I think at the end
Bringing
of
that big pot of pasta,
True.
not a plate, a pot of pasta.
I think at the end of the winter training, we will have a problem here on Tenerife to get pasta. Sold out. Yeah. No, those guys are eating a lot, definitely. But yeah, you have to, if you are working hard on the water the whole day, you're burning a lot of calories. And it's not, if they are done sailing, it doesn't mean that the day is done for them. Because the biggest part of the participants, they will go to the gym or for some weight training, some strength training, or just for some cardio or sit on a static bike just to move the legs a little bit. Yeah, so like it's not that the day ends when they stop sailing.
And we're going. I think Maciek was a bit late here. No?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, we have the starting procedure already. Maciek will go slow down. I think he has to slow down, otherwise he goes over early. So we have Matteo on the pin, Antoine coming behind him.
Let's see if we can get
We
a
have Nico
view
in
of
the
the
middle.
start.
And Jordi now in the middle of the pack. I think Jordi had the best start.
Looks like it's a good start, so we're off to mark 1.
It probably will be now. Nico is going better, but he's behind Jordi, so it's gonna be Matteo and
Matteo
Matteo
can
still.
come
I
in,
think
yeah.
the pin stars are.
It's like the perspective we have
Yeah.
here with the camera. It's really difficult to see, but like, yeah, he gets
So
in
Matteo
first,
nailing
but they have to push.
Another start.
Jordi goes on the inside, take out the wind
This is
from his
really
sails.
light.
Yeah.
Let's see who's coming out.
Ooh.
Oof,
Pumping.
I think for PWA it will be already cancelled.
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
But this is training, so there is no cancellation. They still going, and Matteo is flying.
Yes, Jordi
You're
following in
behind
second.
him. And this is, I think, Nico. Nico is going,
he
and
went
Antoine
back.
stayed behind. Yeah.
He went back to the shore to get his magic setup, I guess.
So now they flying easy. I don't think there will be any change on the reach. They need to go to the mark for any changes, any mistake. Matteo, do you think?
Yeah,
No
Matteo.
mistake from Matteo. I think he'll.
At this level,
jibe
there are
safely.
not many mistakes. Those guys, it's like everything goes. I would not say automatically, but it's the mistakes they make. There are not many of them.
You see how light it is now.
Yeah, like it
Jordi is
looks.
pumping to even get to the mark. But Matteo is
It's
first,
Jordi third,
second.
Second,
Jordi,
sorry.
And now Nico.
and then followed by Malte, and that's actually it because the other guys they already dropped out.
Yes.
As said before, because like if you don't have speed on the starting line and you're floating there, it doesn't make any sense to follow because the guys they will not make mistakes on the marks, and you will not gain anything from it, and it's a training. So
Yeah, and probably you have time to make some changes, adjustments in your equipment.
Yep.
So now
Even on the
you
water.
can go on the shore, close to the shore. You have the place where you can just stand up easily because there are no waves, and you can really adjust everything
true.
and try it better on the next session. Let's see if Matteo is doing any mistakes now. We have a
Nice,
nice jibe here in close to us,
on the Z fins foils.
and safely, easily, maybe dropping because of the light wind. And Jordi is actually
Jordi
pretty
keeps on
good.
flying.
Nico stopped.
This could mean a change maybe later.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a really good jibe from Jordi. So let's see who's coming out on the fourth mark after this.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
all.
now
On
with the perspective, we cannot see who's leading right now. But
looks from
I
the view
think
like it looks like
has
Jordi
a
took
better
over,
line. Yeah. Let's see if he.
but they have to sail pretty far upwind. I see. Looks like. I think they will not. I think they will not even be able to reach the fourth mark. It's too far upwind.
Yeah, that's why Jordi is probably in the better position and gonna be first on the mark. But you never know with Matteo. Matteo is.
He's a good save. But
Yeah,
Jordi took
Jordi
over
is
first
first.
position. Ooh. Yeah, he keeps flying. This is gonna be an interesting one.
They still pump.
Yeah, but Jordi, it looks like Jordi has it.
And Matt actually went over Nico, so he's pumping behind.
Oh wait, there are still the guys behind, the Pride guys,
Yeah, so they didn't give up.
Enrico and Antoine.
Enrico and Antoine, they made a private session now.
Yeah,
Let's see who's faster.
maybe they're testing,
Maybe.
because that's also the nice thing about the trainings here. We have seen the shaper of JP. The last few winters, he would come here with some protos, and Antoine and Enrico would test. And it's quite funny because they can just test on real life conditions, real racing, and to see what works and what doesn't work. They would go out together just to do like one reach out, one reach in, change something, and they would test, but also on the course. So you have like direct feedback of your equipment is working or not.
Yeah, we see also Daniel Eberly coming quite often
Yeah,
in the
from
winter
Fnatic.
from Fnatic.
True.
They also test here a lot.
And we had like the duotone guys had a little sail loft here a few years ago. I think it was just before COVID. And they would test all their flat water sails, so like the whole range from warp to E-pace, F-pace, all of them. And they, like basically they could go out, give feedback to the sail makers, and the same day or the next morning they could test the same sail again to see if it worked
Kai
better.
Kopp was coming here all the way from Hawaii
Yeah,
just to stay here 2 months and
exactly.
be ready to do all of the changes. So that's opportunity for the
For the
brands,
brands.
for the riders, for everyone. We have a yellow flag up. That's Group number 2.
Less than 2 minutes. Let's see if they start with a bigger group this time.
I think the S2 Maui sails, this is the sail from Justin,
Yes.
the second PWA rider last year. Quite a
Yeah.
big surprise, coming from kind of not big name, and
I was surprised
Doing the
to figure
podium.
it out because I did a little bit of homework this morning, just before the live stream, and I was like, who's Justine? Let's
Well,
figure out. Let's find out.
Actually, this is the Dutch rider.
Ah, this is okay, but there's another. This is the new pride on the background, I think. So less than 1 minute. The guys and
they're
girls
already
are lining up.
up. Yeah.
Looks like we'll have a bit more riders on this start. Let's see if it will be a good start.
Yeah, it's really hard to line up the
It's such a short run up.
start on 0. We have
Some of
Justin
them
is
already.
on the pin dropped, and the guys on the boat. Actually, yeah, that's called over early.
By the looks of it, they are sailing upwards straight away. So
It's difficult for the riders in the second group.
true. Well, they also come here sometimes with like today we have around what is it, like up to 15 knots maybe maximum, but like they come here also with above 20 knots, and that's also really interesting because it's the thing of the why they want to train here on the harbor is that it's super gusty. Oh, and he goes down. It's a super gusty location because of the walls of the harbor, and yeah, they want to train in those kind of conditions to set up their
because
equipment.
You never know. PWA can be the same.
Yeah, and with foil, there's
It's
not a lot of
always
waiting.
Perfect. It's not
Yeah.
always perfect racing conditions for PWA event.
No. Well, quite often it's really tricky.
And it's better to make these mistakes here than during the PWA event.
Definitely, yeah. They have the whole winter to make mistakes to get sharp for the season. Then let's have a look.
So we have Neil Pride is actually Belgian rider.
Yep. Then we have the Severn from Arnau, if I'm not mistaken.
And also Japanese rider is on Severn. So
The Japanese rider was on the
today is on
Gastra.
the Gastra. So this is Blanca with the Severn sail. And this is Justine on the S2 Maui.
Then Jordi on the background. Who's pumping on the? That's Jenna, I think.
That's Jenna with the. We have to remember the blue helmet.
Yeah. Now with the zoom on the camera, we can see a bit more. So it's less than 2 minutes now.
Yeah, this Severn rider is the Spanish rider.
That's
Arnau.
Arnau, yes. Arnau, Cañada, Ripoll. I see here on the list. It's getting quite warm here in the
So-
commentating booth.
Yes. So Cyril is the Belgian rider on the Neil Pride.
Yeah.
So he actually was first in the first race.
Yep.
In the group now. Second group. He managed to be the first one.
It's quite nice to see him a few years later because he is also coming every winter, or at least he tries to come every winter, Cyril. And I remember him from a few years ago, like a really small, skinny guy, but like now he's more grown up and going to the gym, hitting the gym a lot. So he's already getting like quite big.
It happens to most of the guys.
Yes,
I
it's
have
funny.
to say that. I remember some of the guys coming here a few years ago
You
as
remember
kids,
our Michał,
of
the
course.
Polish rider.
Shame he has injury. I think now he
Yep.
cannot join this year.
But he was here. It's actually funny. You should check out his Instagram account. But every year
From
he,
kid to big guy.
yeah, every year would make a picture with who was it? With Matteo and Maciek, I think,
And Malte.
and Malte. Yeah. And you see like a difference. Now he's a really tall guy.
I think he's taller than them
Yeah,
already. And he started to be as a half of them. And now
True.
he's taller.
Okay,
they
so
line up for another start.
well, it looks like there's a single start. I hear
The horn is.
Yeah.
Gia is saying, "What is happening?"
the AP flag is up, or is it the
No, this
yeah
is
the
group
AP?
one.
No, the like or he's doing now both of them at the same time.
I think he might be. He might connect all of the riders.
Together, yeah, to make one group.
So I think the riders from the group one are already there, and group two is also there around.
A lot of people already think like, why you would go racing in this kind of conditions? It's so light.
To train.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the reason why you are here. Train difficult conditions.
And they are difficult. It looks like the wind is really, really dropping.
I think we have around 12 knots, maybe 10 knots right now. The sun is up. A bit
Yeah.
of Kalima. Always.
It's
Kalima never helps with the wind.
no. It never does. So, what are we looking at right now? Everyone is gathered around the boat.
The flag is blue flag,
Yeah, it's
which
still
is
group two.
two.
So it looks like they are preparing for the next start. And just checking really quickly the readings of our Cabezo weather station. Obviously, we are not in Cabezo, so it will be different here. But the Cabezo station says 13 to 16 knots, which most likely here is going to be less because of the harbor wall. So you can imagine how light wind they are sailing in at the moment.
Yes, I think it's 10, 12 knots. And they are on the big kit. They are on the
8.7s, yeah, and then
The biggest.
big wings on the foil.
And the sails. Did you ask the guy? You run through the beach before?
Yeah, I checked a little bit what kind of sails they were rigging, and mostly the bigger guys on 8.7, like the biggest size they have for foiling. And the girls, they were rigging 7/8s. And then, yeah, the front wings, depending a little bit on the rider, but quite big, like the biggest setups they have basically for these light wind conditions.
And is it the biggest sails they have? Not they have, but the ones that they register probably.
I think these are the biggest sails they register, so they have to train with it.
Yeah, of course. This is gonna be their choice for the light wind.
True.
8.7s, 8.5s, probably some close to 9 meters, but 8.7, 8.8 will be the average sail.
Yeah, and like boards, 80, 85 wide, I've seen. Matteo
The
told me
biggest
that
as well,
is
the
the
biggest choice
biggest. He
they
wanted to
will
test out
register.
some big boards.
Looks like it works for him, so
Yeah, yeah. He was taking out 2 boards from the van, and he told me that he wanted to test different setups. And that's also the beauty of the training. You can just test all your equipment to see if it works for the season or not. And then you would mark it and put it in your Venice competition board or training board. So what do we have now?
we have the yellow flag up, which is 2 minutes to start of group 2.
Yep.
After 2 over earlys already, so I think there will be not many riders lining up, but we see at least 3 riders lining up. So some of the guys, like you can see here Cyril, who is already waiting out of the boat. So he was over early before.
Yep.
You can see Justine there also waiting, so she's not gonna line up. And we have 3 riders
It's a really
in the
small
middle.
group. Only one planing at the moment, or flying. How do we call it? It's planing. It's flying. It's like
I
well,
would say flying.
yeah.
Still 2 minutes, so
This looks like Enrico actually. To be honest, with the proto.
yes, this is the helmet with Croatian flag,
Yeah.
of course. This is Enrico.
Ooh, there he goes.
Enrico, we
Almost.
didn't see him in the first 2 races somehow. I don't know if he just went out after some maybe riggings changing. He likes to rig a lot. He likes to change and
He's one of those
test.
guys. Well, like one of the few guys which is testing every single thing, like different sails, different wings, different angles. It's actually like Formula One, but then on the water, you know.
yeah,
all
you
the
s- you
small
see him
differences.
flying well,
Yeah.
so now he has the right equipment. So
It looks like he's doing fine now with this equipment. So let's see what it's gonna bring for the race.
okay, we have now they line up with 6 riders for the Group 2 start, and I see Blanca is the last on the pin.
Oh, that's gonna be
There's a
Pumping
new
start.
bride of Cyril on the boat, and they're pumping. Let's see who comes out first from that. Blanca, I think. Blanca is first. We have 2 duotons behind her, so there will be Jenna, and actually the girls are leading. No, maybe the light wind. It's easier for the
there,
girl.
yeah.
They're lighter.
it's in their
So we-
advantage.
We have Blanca first. This is Simon actually. This is the bigger sail.
Then it's Cyril,
Then Cyril, Belgian number.
250. Bell 250.
But Blanca is in front of them.
Wow.
Let's see if Jenna is she's behind. Oh,
Ooh, she
now
drops a
Blanca
little
dropped
bit.
a bit. Let's see if they go for it. Yeah, I think Cyril went first.
Yeah, I was talking with him before on the beach, and he actually didn't have the 8.7 with him. So I think he's sailing on a 7.8 or 8.0 or it's something in that range.
He must be light guy then,
He's light, but
because if you see Simon on the right of your screen, he's on the biggest sail here.
yeah, he was on
for
8.7.
sure. He's a big guy,
He is. He's a big lad.
so for sure he needs more wind. But he's doing well. Now the Group 2 doing better than the last starts.
Maybe the wind picked up a little bit, or just the right moment with the gusts.
But Blanca is doing good. I think the guys are a bit
They have to push, eh?
a little bit angry behind, so they need to go faster. I think Simon will be behind her on this mark. Let's see.
Or is it
Especially
already Cyril maybe behind?
This is Cyril. This is first Belgian number.
Ah, so he.
So Cyril is first, quite a lot.
Yeah, that's a difference.
Now it's Simon second. Dropping, and Blanca will fly over him. Let's see if she can keep it on
they're
the
all
foil.
dropping.
Yeah, Blanca is the only one flying, of course. And Jenna behind. The girls are flying. The guys are giving up. They'll be like, oh no, I didn't race now.
Let's go for a beer. Let's stop.
No, they just overtook me because I didn't want to race. And Blanca is leading now.
She's doing really good.
Yeah,
That's the
these
advantage.
conditions, yeah,
The advantage
they-
for the women. That's also one thing that surprised me about the guys. You know, like they are heavy guys. They're all in like the 90 to 100 kilo range. If I'm talking about the PWA riders, that they're still flying and planing. Ooh,
Boy, Blanca is
she
having-
controls.
wow.
It looks like a roller coaster.
She managed.
She managed. Nice.
Really good save, Blanca.
Something to talk about later.
Can we get the replay of it?
No.
That was good save, and actually
That was
the
pretty
most
good, yeah.
exciting thing we've seen in
In
5
the whole
minutes.
training so far.
Or maybe in the whole training. Luckily, she managed to keep it on the foil. That's the experience. I think a few years ago, 2 years ago, she would crushed completely.
Yeah.
Now, after a few
She
years
learned.
on the foil, now she managed to save it.
She learned a lot.
And a lot of you can see the difference, big difference in the foils now. No?
True.
What we started 3 years ago, when was the first fin versus foil? We
So
fought.
yeah, that's 3 years
We
ago.
fought
really.
like it was around 17 knots when everybody will switch to fin. That was all of the guys said the same after
True.
the first year of training, fin versus foil.
Then the second year came.
Then they went and who was that was the Nicolas Goyard who continued using foil always.
Yeah, that was in basically that was in Israel, right?
Yeah.
That he won the
Yeah.
first
He
first
destroyed
event.
everything, everybody just with the
Yeah.
foil, and everybody was changing to the fins because they were training like okay around 17-20 knots we have to change to fin, and they were
Yeah.
changing in PWA as well. And
That's-
Nicolas stayed on the foil with his setup, which he was already a bit in the front as well. Probably the
Yeah,
setup
he had
was a
like
bit
an
different
advantage. For sure.
than other riders, and he showed to the guys, no, you have to train foil.
And
In
then
all
the,
of the
the winter
conditions.
after they all came to Tenerife with their foil equipment and racing with foils up to like 20
I
well,
think
20 something
30.
knots, sometimes 30 knots I think in the gusts even.
I think you barely see them on the fin anymore.
Like you're walking there on the Paseo in El Medano and you see them rigging like a 5.0 and you're like, is it that windy? Yeah, but I go on foil and it's like, okay. It's crazy. And then they use super small wings.
We have a group 1 already starting. No. This is Blanca finishing. Yeah. The group 1 is lining up. No.
No, or it's over early or they just starting.
Let's see the boat. We have the boat with the yellow flag up.
And
2 minutes.
Yeah. And that's for 2
Less
minutes
than
for,
2 minutes.
for group 1.
Let's see if we get Enrico this time on the start line.
He's fast.
Would be good to see his speed against Matteo, Maciek, and Jordi.
When you see him on the beach with his impact vest and everything, he has also a special harness, a release system. It's quite interesting.
I think he's inventor of the catapults.
Yeah, definitely. He's
We
pushing
saw
hard, so he's
the-
crashing. He's
The
also
biggest
crashing a lot.
catapults last year for sure from him, and he
Oof,
actually
yeah,
even
it is.
went to the hospital after one. Luckily, nothing happened. But yeah, he was a bit
Ooh, that was
almost unconscious after big crash.
Well, you couldn't remember everything what happened. Pumping. Yeah, here on the harbor, it's really trick to get the gust to get on the foil and then maintain flying, because it's such a gusty location. As you can see, there's nothing on the outside. Basically, we can see here on the inside, it looks like there's a gust passing by. So yeah, it's difficult.
Now it's the yellow flag again up.
I don't know what they're doing. Maybe Gia needs a coffee.
For sure, the group 1 is lining up, and they should be ready to start in less than 2 minutes. And we see Maciek on the screen now.
Flying, going to his boat.
Let's see if we see his boat behind him soon. Yeah,
There
here
he
it
is.
is. Yeah, his private
Wow.
boat is a world champion coming to train with the boat. Of course, we talk.
Wow. Would be amazing, huh? Having a boat, your equipment on it, just sail to every location.
Maybe
Only
it's
the thing,
Antoine.
it's only the only difficult part is that sometimes the events are so there's like less time between them, He will not make it with the boat.
He needs 2 boats then.
Speed mode, speed mode, and a sailing mode.
Okay, no flag on the boat, which means less than 1 minute
Less
for
than
the
1
start.
minute. Yeah.
And the guys are lining up. They need to stay there. They need to stay and wait.
For the gust to come, and if they don't have the gust, it's
Lining up with the gust and lining up with the start watch, really difficult. Really difficult, but some of the guys will push first and the other guys will also want to be with them, so it's really difficult. Let's see, Matteo is on the Severn.
Oh, this is
without
kind of
graphics,
interesting.
which
If
is-
it's a good start from Maciek, if a flying jibe into start. Let's see.
Last time it didn't work good for him because he was a bit late. Now
Ooh, but
it
now
looks
it looks
like
like
he's late. He's early probably. That's why
Early.
he's going really up and down to don't lose the foil. And it's already starting. Everybody went for the boat this time.
It's a
It's
good
a good
start.
start.
Yeah.
So Maciek
this is
actually did
interesting.
well. We see Jordi quite good. And from the pin coming now, this is Enrico. Enrico is finally on the training, and we see him coming probably first.
It's
with
really
Maciek is of
close,
course
yeah.
leading the boat patch. No, this was Nico on the. Yeah, actually Nico was doing very well from pin.
Go on the inside.
So Maciek, Nico, Enrico, Jordi, Malte, and Matteo this time. a
Oh,
bit
Matteo
less.
was a little
Oh.
bit behind this time.
So Matteo was much better when he was starting from the pin. This time he went from
From the boat.
from the boat
to
and
check.
didn't work. Probably next we will see him on the pin again.
This might be one of the closest races we have seen so far.
Yeah, it's
To the-
very good. Nico is actually quite close to Maciek there. So Maciek is still leading. We see Nico behind him, and also another Neil Bright riders are behind.
Yeah, Maciek has to. I think he has to test also some sails, because we saw Claudio on the beach, the sail designer, sail maker from Challenger Sails. But I think
Right.
the sails have proven to be really good, because otherwise you will not become world champion with it, right?
Probably. Still leading as well.
Wow.
And we see Nico still on the second.
And then I think
Then
it's
we-
Enrico.
then we see Enrico.
Third, yeah. It's a
And
fight.
behind, I think Antoine this time didn't have the really good start, so he stayed behind.
And then it's
Matteo is on the fourth place
Matteo,
now.
he
Malte
took some
is
places.
fifth. Yeah, Matteo actually was.
He is flying.
Yeah, he was farther on the first mark, but now he's catching up to the top guys. He's fourth, so on
Wow.
PWA, this is what you need.
Next round,
Yeah.
or
He made it to the fourth place. Malte. Okay, now it's Maciek. Maciek first. Nico still second. Matteo is already third.
wow.
And this is Nico actually dropped to fourth.
Yeah, Enrico second.
So Enrico is second. Of course, Enrico always fast.
He is fast.
Now we see Bob and actually Antoine. Is it Antoine the last?
Wow, Bob.
Bob is leading. I think
Bob
his
is leading
big
his own
moment,
race.
His
His
big moment. He's in front of Antoine.
He would say like,
And we are
yeah,
streaming this.
yeah. There's no going around it.
He can keep it in the frame.
Exactly. Well, that's also what pushing the young guys. You know, like if you're sailing here with like all the big names, like all those idols you're looking up against, like it gives you such a push. Even this kind of moments, you know, for Bob to just sail next or like in front of Antoine, it's
Big moment
amazing.
for sure. Big
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. One thing he will remember forever, for sure. Because
Yeah.
racing like this, well, maybe you never know, eh? Maybe we'll see him in the PWA finals one day. He's still young.
But not with Antoine.
No, Antoine. Well, we
This is-
already discussed that. Maybe he will do a
Maybe.
comeback one day. So it's still possible.
Okay, so it looks like nothing changed. Maciek is still leading. Enrico is behind him. And they're going only to the last mark just to
Finish.
claim their
Yeah, there's
places.
basically there's not like a registration or something of like results.
Yeah, that's it. Now
That's
they go
it.
upwind to
to the
To
boat
the boat.
and over again. Then we have, we can already see a bit on the other screen that the Group 2 flag is up.
Group 2 is...
And they are gonna start soon with the 4 minutes.
Okay, so really good race, no?
Yeah,
It
that's
was an exciting race. We have Enrico finally in the group, so
I think he found this setup for now.
Matteo for sure he's gonna go for a pin start next time.
Yeah, let's see.
Nico did really good start as well from the pin. He was the only one on the pin
True. Yeah.
and actually got second on the mark, so pin start is favorite, probably in these conditions. We have the guys lining up for Group 2. And
Well, more people flying this time.
everybody's going for a boat mostly, maybe because they are too early and they have to
Probably.
go upwind. But we have Justina thing on the pin and guys lining up on the boat. Let's see if it was a good start.
This must be a good start.
I think
Look
I've
by the
heard
looks of it.
I think I've heard Gia there. Well, looks like it's good start. They still going, yes. So Cyril is leading the group from the boat. And we have
I think it's Jenna also
Jenna
closed
also
it.
in the middle,
Akira, the Japanese.
Yes, we have Blanca here as well and Simon.
So who's gonna?
But Cyril is looking
and
like
then
he's
Blanca
gonna-
coming from pin end, from the bottom of the start.
Yeah, but Cyril is
Cyril.
first,
Wow,
Akira
he's-
is second, and we have Blanca third and Jenna fourth.
And
So
Simon.
the girls are still good.
Ooh. Yeah,
They're top 4 each time. So
we've heard it
They're really
before on the live
fast.
streams with Ben in the competitions. It's not a bad thing to lose from a girl or from a woman in this kind of racing because the level is really, really high. So don't worry if you ever get passed by one of these ladies. They are good. It happened to me. But Finn is pointing that he also got passed by some of them. No, it's really good to see like the differences then in Group 2. You know, like now you have a mixed fleet of women and men, and basically, yeah, you see like Cyril is he's sailing really good today. I have to say. Well, in general,
I think,
he's
he's
really
leading
good.
most of the races. Last time, he dropped on the mark when Blanca overtook him. But it looks more windy now, actually.
Yeah.
They're flying much better.
Then it's Akira on second.
And I think Jenna dropped.
Yeah, and then we have on third. That must be Blanca, I think.
Yes, Blanca
Yeah.
is still third.
Then it's a bit of a mix. I think It's Justine or
There's S2 Maui for sure, but
Yeah.
we have also a Dutch rider on the S2 Maui cells.
well, Cyril is flying. Like the distance between the second one is quite big.
Oh, there's someone
On the
I
fin.
think
On
I
the
think
fin.
there- it was not fair, no? For not first start. I think he started on the second mark already.
Oh, maybe he was just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah.
That was basically Joa on the fin on the duotone.
Yes.
But yeah, as you can see, the conditions are definitely for foiling. So it's really hard for Joa to be even able to compete on a fin in this fleet
Now the girls, I think they're fighting. This is Justine with
with Blanca.
Blanca. Yeah, they're fighting for third place.
Well, they're really pushing it.
So yeah, Justine is trying to get upwind from Blanca for the next mark. Let's see if she gets close.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
You see Justine using FMX racing boards and S2 Maui cells, and Blanca. Oh, now she changed the line. You see the Blanca already trying to cover
To
her.
defend. Oh, this is interesting. Like I think they need to move Cyril to group 1. For some,
Probably for the next session he's gonna move up.
Yep.
And maybe Bob or Hugo will have to go down from the.
Well, I
first group.
saw Mr. Hugo. I just saw here next to the commentating booth. So I think he already skipped it for today, or maybe for the first session. Because it's also the thing, they are coming here with their equipment, and it's really difficult to choose what you have to take. And with the like the limitations of or allowance of equipment on the airplane, they really have to decide what I'm gonna take for this winter season. And sometimes they're here for 3 months and they just miss out on that one sail or on that one board. It's difficult because you cannot take everything. Well, you can, but it's gonna cost you some money.
Okay, so I think the guy's already going upwind. So Cyril was first here. And Akira was second. And between the girls, hard to tell who was.
They were pushing.
I think Blanca defended herself, no?
By the looks of it, she did. Group 1 already, less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think we go to the boat to see the yellow flag up. Which means less than 2 minutes for the next start. And for sure the guys are already lining up. Probably closer to the beach first. They're gonna cross the line, turn around, set up for the start, and go
Again.
as close to zero as possible, which is really difficult.
And for sure today there will be some bets between Gia and the riders. Like, no, I was not over early. And Gia would say, yeah, you were over early. So it's going to be interesting. But it happens every day.
Yellow flag went down, 1 minute to the start. And let's remind who is in the first group, because maybe some people just joined. They don't know.
They don't know what's going on actually.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? What is this live stream about? So yeah, that's for the people who just joined. Welcome to the first ever live stream from the TWS Pro Slalom trainings, live from the remote flat water spot. Let's say together with Bartek. And Bartek is gonna talk you through the groups.
We have to go quickly because they are lining up. Maciek Rutkowski, Malte Reuscher, Nico Prin, Matteo Iachino, Jordi Wong, Enrico Marotti, Antoine Albo, Bob
Van der
Van der
Burgt.
Burgt.
Yeah, it's Dutch.
And Hugo is not there anymore, no? So
this
let's
is
see who
gonna
is
be-
going to be first. I think they parked on the boat. So
But
they
it's a
didn't
good
have
start.
They
I
didn't
saw
have a good start on the boat, but the
saw a
guys on
green
the
flag.
pin, the guys on the pin are still racing.
That means that they're on.
Of course, Matteo is back on the pin. He
Yep.
checked that it's not the best to go from the boat, so
I want to win the rest of the day, so I'm gonna start at pin end.
and he's racing Maciek right now and Nico. And actually, Enrico is coming,
Ooh, Maciek is in front, but
but a bit
dropping.
now. He needs to go upwind and doesn't have enough power, so Matteo is maybe in the better position.
Yeah, it's
right now.
he's
Maciek
gonna end up.
defended himself, yes.
He's gonna get
very
up
well.
on top of Maciek. Whoa, Maciek is doing good, huh? Nice
Yes.
jibe.
So Enrico third and Nico fourth. But Matteo with Maciek are leading on the front.
This is gonna be an interesting race. Looks they are going head to head.
Yeah, now Matteo has a better line. Let's see if he can overtake Maciek, because he's pumping. You see, he wants to get a bit more upwind. Matteo is just probably going over him, or not yet? Not yet. You see behind them Enrico with Nico fighting for third.
I think
But
Matteo. Oh,
let's
this is gonna
focus
be a close
here,
one at the second mark.
Maciek is on the challenger sail on the right. Matteo Aquino is behind
Ooh.
him. Second. Maciek dropped a bit. Let's see how. No, Matteo dropped even more. So Maciek is
Gives him-
safely first. And now I think the guy's gonna overtake Matteo. In the end, Enrico is second again.
I think he found this his setup for now.
Yeah,
pretty
Maciek is
pushing.
also doing
Oh.
good.
That shows also that why he became also world champion. No, like that he's a good sailor. That he's sailing really consistent. Yeah, that's what you need
say
to have.
he is consistent in this kind of conditions. Foil, light wind. He's always in there.
Yep.
Super strong fin, 50 knots racing. He will always be there as well. So this is why he is always contender now for the world title, because
Yeah, you have to be all
he
round.
is everywhere. Yeah. There are some guys better on the foil.
True.
You can
But
see
that's the
that
thing.
they're
You do-
very
you-
good on the foil. But then there are events like Fuerte, maybe Pozo. I don't know if Pozo was on
Are
the
we
calendar.
are we gonna
actually.
see Fuerteventura with with the foils? Who knows? Yeah,
They will have to register only
Oh,
3
wow.
boards, which means there will be one.
like 5/8 would
One
be the
fin.
smallest. I think they would sign up for. Most of the guys I think would go for 5/8 as the smallest, or like, smallest sail for foiling.
But you cannot use the same for fin.
No.
Because
It's a
they're
bit- it's different.
designs.
Yeah.
So you have to register only how many sails? 4 or 3?
Ooh, that's a good question actually. Didn't do my homework on that one.
But this makes it hard for racing on the fin if they need
True.
to bring few foil sails.
Isn't
They'll
it,
probably bring only one fin sail.
Isn't it still the 3 boards, 6 sails?
6 sails.
I think, so like 3 boards most likely.
3 boards for sure, yeah. So Fuerte, maybe you could see some of the hits fin versus foil.
Could be possible, yeah.
If it happens, because you never know the
True.
reality right now. It's just the calendar. If it's gonna happen, let's hope.
Let's pray that it's gonna happen. That all the events will happen this year, or at least if they have 8 events on the calendar and they drop 3, then we still have 5 left, which is still a solid year of racing.
And this is Maciek finishing. Of course, he didn't give up his first
No.
place.
And Enrico second.
Enrico is second,
Yeah.
and Nico arriving third. The other guys already decided to
To
adjust
drop.
the
Yeah.
equipment and wait for the next start. But Maciek doing well, one-handed, easy riding now. Let's see, he's ducking. Yeah, he's ducking very well.
Yeah.
But
He's
didn't stay
actually
on the foil.
he's
Not up
actually
for a challenge.
very all-round sailor, good wave sailor as well. We have seen him riding some big waves here a few years ago on Tenerife.
Yeah, also went for Joe's, no? So
Yes,
he has balls.
Yes, definitely. Really
Okay, we
all
have
round.
already a lining up of group 2. They're going. And you see how difficult it is to line up. Some people going
pumping.
upwind, some downwind. But I think the Cyril on the Neil Pride, second from the pin, is
Good
the
start.
best start. And they're going. There was no over early, which is improvement for group 2. It looks like a better start for group 2 this time.
Yeah, and also more people on the line.
We see Justine on the S2 Maui behind Cyril. Then you see Jenna Gibson, Blanca, then Akiro, and Simon. But leading is still Cyril on the Neil Pride.
It's gonna be a close one on the first mark.
Yeah,
Justine looks
There
like
will
to
be
claim
fight
second.
with the girl between the girls. Let's see.
Justine second,
Justine and
Blanca.
Blanca, now Jenna,
third,
and then
fourth.
Akiro.
Nice.
So the girls are proving to be always behind Cyril, which is really good for them.
Let's see
Showing
in
to
the
guys.
second series. Yeah, it's definitely not a shame to lose from these women.
Of course, they are
'Cause
top athletes.
They are.
It's like group 1 from the guys, no?
Yeah, you can say that.
You see some podiums in their CVs already, so they're really, really good.
Event wins, podiums, World Cups even, some of them.
Defi wins as well.
Defi
Blanca.
wins, yeah.
So they're really good athletes.
But we're still missing out on some big names, like in Group 1, but also for like for the women, for example, Marion Mortefon, she would normally be here as well in Tenerife.
She's
I don't-
coming soon.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
yes.
coming soon as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so I know that she's coming every year already since the last few years. That's
Pierre
a big number.
Mortefon should
Pierre
be here as
Mortefon,
well.
yeah, he should also come. Bruno Martini, we're still missing. I know that he's on the road towards Tenerife with the car. Who are we missing? Which is coming normally?
Regulars.
Yeah, regulars. Like we have a lot of them. Bruno
Bruno
Martini,
Martini.
yeah.
I think he had some
Yeah,
problems with
the
accident.
car accident. He is fine, as I have seen.
That's the
but
most important. He's fine, and he needs to go now with the plane.
yeah, but I think he's driving with one
another
fellow
one.
in Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, with Sven Foya. So he is also coming.
And Cyril is still leading quite a lot right now.
Yeah, he's.
We see Justin second.
The question is he cruising or is he pushing?
Now cruising, I think.
No, now he knows that he has it.
Blanca is still third and Jenna fourth.
No, this is the
Akira,
Japanese
actually, yeah.
Akira. Yeah.
Now it's Jenna rounding. So I think she dropped a bit on the previous mark.
And someone went down. That's also part of training.
That's Simon, I think, went
Yeah.
down for a swim. Was
Cool down.
Too
It's
hot
too-
already.
too
Too
hot.
warm, yeah. I think the girls are doing very well, and
If you look to the outside, actually, outside of the harbor, it looks like it's windy, like nice windy. More stable.
we can check if our readings in Cabezo station are also proving to be picking up. Yes, they
Yeah, a
show
little
14 to 80 knots, which is the wind outside. Probably what we see, the sailing boat outside, they are in this area of 18 knots. But right here we have probably under 15, between 10 and 15 knots. And the
And
guys are still using the biggest choice of equipment.
They do. And then we see
Foils.
Cyril again winning.
Only falls. In the end, we didn't see nobody of the fin, of course.
Yeah,
This is
like
not the conditions
Joa
for a
was
fin.
planning, but like to compete in these kind of conditions on the fin, it's I would not say it's impossible, but it's close to impossible.
And the guys are already finishing their race here with Cyril first.
Probably at the boat they will be already lining up for. Well, actually, there's no one there.
It was actually 5 starts already.
Yeah, but I don't know if they changed the plan from 7 to
because
5.
we're supposed to do 7
Yeah.
races.
Let me check. It's also interesting for the people which never been here before, never been training. There's a WhatsApp group with all the riders in it. And then we have Eva. Eva is the responsible for the organization of the to train the next day. And then on the training day, she said we will do 2 times 7 races. So let's see.
And the yellow flag is up.
The yellow flag is up, so let's see where are the
So
riders.
guys are probably on the beach, relaxing.
Yeah, not knowing that it's
No,
Like-
I think they're waiting close to the shore.
look,
To
they're
rest a
coming
bit.
already.
And now they're coming for the 1 minute countdown, yes. The flag went down, which means 1 minute to the start. And they confirm they watch at 1 minute. They're gonna turn around there and try to line up.
So this would
For
be
start.
race 5 or 6.
I think, already.
Yeah, by the looks of it, we started at 11
20.
20. So we're almost 1.5 hour in. Well, like the live stream is already like close to 2 hours.
Okay, they already turn around. They try to do flying drive to stay on the foil.
That's
I
the
think
plan
this is the strategy for now, because if you park there, it's really hard to
to get
get
away.
you on the foil again.
True.
So they doing the jibe, and now they try to line up. You see actually Matteo going for a boat again. And on the pin is Maciek with 2 Neil Pride riders, so Nico and Enrico. And Malte went, of course,
Mhm.
on the boat.
And it looks
Malte
like-
always goes on the boat.
Yeah, Malte is the boat starter. He is.
And we see Maciek doing pretty good start. He's leading probably already. With
Then
Nico
who is
behind
coming
him.
from pin end? That's going to be interesting because it looks like he has a lot of speed.
Yeah, Matteo going down, but he cannot overtake Maciek.
I think
so.
it's Antoine on the pin. Yes.
Yes,
Ooh,
Antoine.
so he
We didn't
comes.
see him in the last, so maybe he changed something.
Yeah, like
And
now he's retired, he
proving,
can
yeah.
just take it a bit more easy. We have Antoine and third Matteo. And then who is behind?
At the moment, Maciek is leading in front of Antoine. But good to see Antoine back in the training.
Yeah, pushing hard, eh?
We thought we're not gonna see him again because of
He
his
retired,
retirement, but
yeah.
he doesn't want to retire from fun.
I think he still wants to push those guys to become better because he has that ability to do so.
Yes, and maybe he wants to still push for the speed record, no? For the top speed on the foil, probably next one.
Probably yes.
So he needs to push on the foil.
We
But he
don't know.
stayed a bit behind now. Now I think the guys went over him. So
that's,
it's Maciek and
Matteo
Matteo.
in second. Ooh,
And
this
now
is
it's close one with Malte fighting.
Antoine on fourth, he
Antoine,
dropped a
and
bit.
then Enrico
Yes. And
and
last,
Nico. fifth.
Nico, yeah.
So Antoine dropped to 6th probably after this.
And there
But
we have Bob on the back as well. And
Bob and Jordi.
Ooh,
actually,
Jordi.
yeah.
I think Bob is having his best day of his life here on the course. Sailing in front of Antoine for a moment and in front of Jordi.
And we are streaming, so
And we are streaming,
he can
so
put
there's
another frame next to the frame with
exactly.
Antoine behind him.
He will cut these videos definitely and put it on his Insta.
But Maciek leading safely in front of Matteo. And Malte actually moved to 3rd, so pretty good from Malte.
Also a long time participant of the trainings, Malte.
Yeah, he's coming from the day 1 of the training, so one of
Enrico
the
behind.
oldest. Right.
Yeah.
Enrico, Nico and Antoine. Now it's
Oh, Bob was
Bob.
still leading in front of Jordi, but
now
he
Jordi
dropped.
showed him
Yeah,
how
who's
to
the
do
boss?
the jive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, but he's still pushing. Well, now not anymore. He's floating. That also is a part of the job. Let's meanwhile check if somehow we can see if there are any comments.
Maciek is leading on the next mark. Matteo being a bit closer now, so they still can fight for the last reach. Malte 3rd, Enrico 4th, and Maciek is fighting with Matteo. Let's see who's best in pumping, because this is really light now. They need to pump to stay on the foil, but Maciek is defending himself pretty well. Yes, I think nothing can change. They go to the last mark.
Matteo is pushing, but he will not. No, he will not get it.
Probably if it was PWA racing, they will push a bit more for the last reach. The last reach is just finish, but not really mark their places and remember. This is just training, so
It
the
is.
guys are not really into remember their results. They just want to see the speed. They want to see how fast they are against other riders. They don't have to be the first to test.
Nope.
They can see sometimes maybe something doesn't work. Maybe they test today something that it's not working. And they will find out. So they can not do the same mistake during the PWA events.
That's what they're here for in the end.
And we see the boat and the start of group number 2, which I think will be in less than 1 minute. So the group number 2 is having different strategy. They park outside. They look at their watches and they try to figure out how to pump it into the foiling start
Which
on
gust to
0,
take.
which is really difficult. So you see them pumping now already.
So, starting almost. Group 2 will be starting soon.
So I think
Pumping.
Cyril was late a bit. Now he's gonna just jibe into the pack, and let's see if it works out for him.
Well, the
because
thing is,
the
he has
guys
free
are-
wind on the top. If he has a gust to get on the foil,
But I think Justin on the pin is with the best start, and the other guys couldn't make it to fly on the foil. So
no, that's
why
the tricky part of
they're
the.
leading. And you see how big holes there are in the middle of the race. And I think they
It's
cancelled this one.
Yeah, I think it's over early or just cancelled.
If it was over early, then Justine for sure was over early because she was the only one doing good start.
Looks like they are both pretty equal level, Blanca and Justine.
Yeah, they're close. It will be interesting to see next season.
The real
Also
life
with
conditions.
Marion, Delphine Cousin, how it's gonna be the
Ooh, that's gonna
fight
be
for a
interesting.
title. But yeah, Justin is just starting with the TWS Pro Slalom training, I think.
Let's
Maybe
see
the
where.
second time she is here. So
I double checked that actually. It's the first time she's here, so
okay.
yeah. Let's see what kind of progress she will make during her stay here and throughout the years.
Because if she never done it and she already went to second place, we can expect a big result next year.
Yeah, now it looks like that the wind has dropped a little bit. Looking from here, from the van. Beers.
It's not a beer. It's not a beer.
No. Drive safe, everyone. No, it's we are healthy on Coca-Cola here, the real sport drink.
So Gia called over early probably to start.
Yeah.
We need to wait 3 minutes to the next one, which is gonna be smaller start because the guys who were over early cannot join the same race now.
That's true. Let's see how what kind of tactics they will use now.
I think it's better to just jibe on the foil, but
That takes a little bit more timing. Like
it's only time, yeah.
yeah. Oh, actually, yeah.
Maybe if you group one, it's easier because you just follow the other guys.
So
maybe we can have a chat now with
Finn. So I
who
will
is
pass on
actually-
the microphone to Finn. I will be back shortly.
who we need to give again a big shout out for giving us a chance to be online now and streaming
Oh, thank you.
from his van. Actually, we are in the car, we are in the remote location with difficulties in the internet connection, but
Yeah.
it works.
It works, and yeah, we have been doing tests here the last weeks, and some days it's amazing,
It's Canary Islands.
and another day it's not so good, and then 1 minute it's really good, and suddenly 1 minute later it's not so good, and yeah, and we are actually I'm also representing a company that's called Stream Factory. It's not mentioned here on the live stream, but it is actually the one I'm doing that for a living. So I think most of the time we know what we're doing, but down here we have been challenged a lot. We are
Probably the internet connection in Denmark is a little bit better than
yeah.
in the Canary
No,
Islands.
no, but for this kind of remote things where we are not cabled up, or we have to use our phones and find the best provider of the things, yeah, it is challenging. But luckily, we are very happy that we can maybe make some people happy out there watching the stream and having you two guys commentating it. That's amazing.
Because we can see the start of the group 2. It was again difficult to line up with the guests, but it looks like it was a good start. So
It is.
they are going really well, and up in the front, I would say
I think
again
it's
Cyril will be with the
yeah.
best start. He's really pushing today and really leading all of the.
I have been following
races.
Cyril a little bit for the last couple of or the last week, where I was so lucky I could enter the training after 40 years of not being on a race course. And I tell you,
You were in the group 2.
I was in the group 2. Yeah. I was asking for group 3 or 4, but there was no group 3 or 4. And then and this, Cyril is all the time up there. The girls are amazing. They have such an amazing technique, and they're flying.
And we can see the fin actually for the first time. He just parked on the.
Oh, he was parked here, no?
Yeah, he
On the
parked.
mark?
He parked on the mark.
Yeah, no, but this foil thing has just improved windsurfing from my perspective, and I was definitely against the foil in the beginning. Until
Because it's different now. It's different sport almost.
yeah, but it's a faster sport on a course, and it's more joyful, and it's a new challenge when you've been windsurfing like I have for 40 years. A lot in the waves. I live close to Klipmøller, like 2 minutes from the beach in Hanstholm, where we're always sailing, and that's very joyful to do wave sailing and slalom sailing. But then this one came in, and I said, no, this is probably just. After watching the TWS training last year, I was here for holiday with family. I just saw Maciek and Bruno Martini and all the top guys. And every time they won the foil, they were the fastest, and even in strong winds. And then I told my girlfriend, I need to try this.
Yes.
And then a lot of troubles started with crashing.
Yeah, you saw just Jenna almost crashed there.
Yeah.
You see, with the foil, once you lose the balance, you're in troubles.
Yeah, and there is so much adrenaline. It looks like everything is safe, but you never feel completely safe. So always waiting for the next crash, and you crash pretty hard. But I must say that it's worth it first you start learning it. So it's really, really joyful.
It's probably good for the young riders right now because they kind of start from new sport.
Definitely.
It's
Definitely.
the older guys now don't have this privilege of sailing so many years
Yeah.
on the foil, so they kind of start together.
Yeah.
And everyone can be there on top.
And they don't have these bad habits like a lot of us has. There's been slalom sailing or something. You want to put the rail into the water. You want to be close to the rig when you do it. And here's totally opposite. Get the rig far away from your body. That's what I learned until now. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And then and then stay on top of the foil, and yes, it's just a total new technique, and that's really a big challenge, but also what's very joyful. It's for 3 days, and I heard you were mentioning that it's really hard being out there. I can definitely say you have no problems falling asleep in the night. So no, but I think.
But the guys said actually that they were more tired sailing on fin.
Yeah.
Doing the fin training for
Yeah.
like 15 training sessions.
Yeah, but that's true. That's completely true, and you don't have the same problems with your knees or whatever that you are banging against the waves. But that's also the feeling that you miss, and on the other hand you don't have. You miss it because that is the speed feeling.
Yeah, that's what windsurfing was always
Yeah.
about, no? About hitting the water,
Yeah, and
hearing this loud bum 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 bum, which now is just shh.
we had a crash out there in the
Oh,
back,
yeah. Oh,
and another one.
someone
Yeah,
almost went.
it's
Decided to go for.
Yeah, no, it's really. No, I must say I was so much. I'm so happy that I started foiling. I can only tell it to everyone, and I was definitely on the opposite side, saying never's gonna happen. But today I would never miss it. I love every single moment I get out there, and the youngsters, and then I think in general it improves windsurfing in the aspect of getting media coverage. Not because we are here live streaming it, but because suddenly it's really fun to be on a lake in the middle of Germany or Holland or Denmark or wherever you can go sailing.
Of course, these conditions like we have today,
Yeah,
you
and
can expect in many places
Yeah.
over Europe.
no of these guys would have been out on a fin today, I reckon. Not many.
Not many. Maybe with the biggest, like 9 meter
Yeah.
sails.
Could be. And then I think the next thing is because of the foiling and the speed and the power and this, it's good for organizers to make events. You always make sure you have a result. That was another tricky thing in until
The
now.
limit of wind went really down, which
And
will be
then
much easier for sure.
yeah, and then this is also like it's also reflect on the freestyle and then the wave sailing that we have different disciplines like in with skiing and so on. So yeah, I think it's really been a positive thing, and yeah, that's good. And
Let's see who's gonna line up the best for the start of group number 1. So top riders, PWA riders, world champions are here. So
I
you can
want
see on the pin now Matteo is going for a pin. Nico was a bit too early, so he went upwind and down. And from the boat we have Malte as usual.
I leave the
Wait.
commentary to the experts and try to talk to my camera people. They are doing a great job.
Okay.
It's my daughter
Oh.
and my girlfriend. We are on vacation here, so why shouldn't we do a little nice show together, you guys? And we actually do 3 more after this one. That's the plan. 4 in total during the next months.
Yeah, will be more live streams.
So, but I'm leaving you guys out there for now. I hope
Yeah,
you enjoy
let's-
the show, and back to the proper commentator.
Okay, let's see. Matteo Iachino is going first to the first mark. Behind him, Maciek Rutkowski and Antoine Albo. And we have Enrico Marotti and Jordi Wong and Malte Reuscher crossing now. With
So,
Nico
yeah.
Prien following.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the show. Thanks for commentating, Finn, and doing all the jobs at the same time, multitasking. So we're gonna have 4 more, you said.
3 more.
3
live
more,
streams
okay.
During the winter.
Yeah.
Probably in around 2 weeks, another one. This time
Great.
we're gonna choose the day with a lot of wind for a different,
That
like
will
to
be
show
amazing.
different conditions. Let's hope we get a lot of wind in 2 weeks.
Would be nice to also have like a proper day in the bay, like with fin sailing, 5/8,
We're gonna try to do it in the bay as well, no? Right, Finn?
like full
Yeah.
power.
Okay, so we see Matteo on the top, but where is Maciek? I think Maciek is leading, or he disappeared somehow. Where is Maciek? This is Matteo first.
Oh, goes
I
down.
think Enrico
Oh.
went down. Oh, Malte went over him. Oh, let's see what's gonna happen there. Is there gonna be a bit of shouting or just?
This happens. This
Just
happens in the
Let's see.
ooh on the
Oh,
inside.
This is
Ah,
Enrico.
look, they were so far ahead.
Okay, so I think the guys are making it really difficult now for for other riders to drive around them.
An extra obstacle in the water.
So Matteo is safely first. Then we have Enrico Marotti just cruising. So I think it was actually Antoine Albo crashing and Malte going to his sail. Let's hope he didn't break his sail.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordi moved up to third place now. Oh, this is Nico Prien behind Enrico. So Jordi is fourth. So now Nico Prien rounding third.
Matteo's
Yeah.
waiting for them to catch up.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to be by myself. I want to wait to
Exactly.
do some testing.
Yeah, look, that's also part of the training that that happens sometimes. That if you're so far ahead of the rest, you would just stop and to get back to the group, let's say, to push together again, because that's also how you test your equipment. And it happens. It happens very often in January when it's quiet. Some of the pro riders are already there, and the level for them is then a little bit lower, so they would just push on the first reach, and on the second reach they would slow down for the people to come back to them. So they're still training and trying.
Yeah, you see they're pretty close now and they can have a fight in the
Yeah.
last reach between Enrico Marotti and Matteo Iachino.
It's also great to mention like the atmosphere there is during winter. You know, like those guys on the water, they are rivals. They are, yeah, opponents. They're fighting for the same thing to become world champion. But on the shore, like on the beach, they are all friends, and they all care about each other, and it's really beautiful to see. It
Yeah,
brings a
yeah.
really nice ambience to the town as well.
And we have a good fight now. Enjoying the racing in light wind conditions, foiling, testing. Now a few comments in between them.
Like, thanks for waiting. Yeah, it's really nice to see. They're all good friends of each other, but yeah, it's like you're traveling together the whole year round to all the competition destinations, the locations. So it's better to have good friends next to you than like be in a fight or be having a difficult relationship with your opponents, let's say.
For sure, there are some not real fights, like
Words,
misunderstandings from
exactly.
time
That's
to time.
the good word. No, it happens, of course, but it's like you're all working hard for the same goal, and yeah, emotions they go high sometimes. So of course it happens. It happens. But like then later on the beach, they shake hands, they give a hug, and they drink a beer. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah. There was always Nimet, who was kind of bringing people together during her birthday in February.
yeah, the good old.
Unlucky Nimet is not coming anymore.
Yeah,
to
Nimet,
train.
we miss you. We miss you.
Nimet,
Yeah.
come back, because her birthday in the end of February, when all of the riders are here, were always fun.
Oh man, that was actually some kind of like the middle part of the bit more after middle part of the training, so everybody.
And it's winter, so
Yeah.
they can relax. There's no competition very soon, so
Those guys, they know how to throw a good party.
yes.
But actually, I spoke with.
But they're mostly tired in the end.
Yeah, they are. But even though in the beginning, when they just started with the whole training, they would actually do 4 series of 5 during the day. So basically, we all like the training volume is already lower, and then back then they were doing 20 races instead of 15. So they would be on the water from 10 till 5, and then in like once or twice per week they would go out to Goiter or to Papagayo, and that 3 months long. So, and they were sometimes training 5 days a week instead of 4. So there was a lot more training volume back then.
Yeah.
But also less
somehow
people.
All of the girlfriends of the riders always complain that they just go home and they sleep.
But it happens.
They
it
fall
happens.
asleep so early.
Yeah.
They don't want to do nothing. They
Watching a movie.
maybe
with
watch a movie and fall asleep during the movie. So
exactly after 10
I think
minutes.
it's difficult job also to be a girlfriend of the slalom
Also,
rider.
yeah. Like with your boyfriend or husband, in some cases, being away for quite a long time during the year, for training, for board sail development, going to the events. So it's not an easy task. But somehow most of them, they are with the same girlfriends for a long time already,
Mhm.
and some of them are married even. So that's
It can work.
it can work. Yeah, the right couples.
And we see group 2 lining up. I think this time some of the riders decided to jibe instead of just waiting there, and it worked pretty much better. You see everybody going for a pin this time.
I think it also has to do with
And
that they had to stop a little bit.
I think Blanca is leading right now. Blanca Alabau on the Severn sail, leading. Behind her you can see Jenna Gibson and also Justine is difficult.
I should
French
ask her
name.
how you pronounce her last name.
But the Japanese rider Akiro is also actually
He's
pushing,
doing really
so
good.
He might be fighting for second with Jenna on this jibe.
This is what he gets a lot of times at home, probably, this kind of conditions.
Yeah, he's used
So
to
he's
it.
used
so
to it,
he's
yeah.
second. But
Nice.
Blanca really well on the front.
Jenna.
Jenna well.
Oh,
this is
Justine goes
went
down.
And we have Simon as well, trying to keep up with the girls.
Yeah. Said before a few times already, it's not easy. Even Finn told us.
I think we're missing Cyril in this one.
Yeah, maybe it's like, well, let's go back to the shore because
He did some
Uh,
adjustments probably on the
yeah.
shore, and he couldn't
to
make
see
it
if he
to the next one.
could become even faster than he already is.
So Blanca Alabao in the front, easy, leading, cruising.
Let's see if we're gonna see some.
There's some stronger gusts right now. You
Some
see
yeah.
the line of the wind. They got maybe some crash.
Ooh,
Oh,
let's see.
no.
Maybe we get a roller coaster from
Yeah.
Blanca again. As long as she controls it, it's good.
Let's see this jibe. Blanca first.
Oh, yes.
Good jibe.
Nice one.
And really close fight between Jenna and Simon. British fight.
It's let's see who's gonna become first.
Looks like Jenna went for the better line.
Mm-hmm. So basically, seal sizes they are like on 8.7 and 7/8. So the guys on 8.7s, and the wings, like I've heard quite some dimensions this morning for the wings, but basically somewhere between 550 and 650. So for the people who don't know a lot about foiling, like me, it's like it's their big gear, and because it's such a light wind, they have to use this big gear to keep on going, and especially the jibes. Like on the straight line, I think they will manage anyway. But to come out of the jibes flying, you will need to have some big equipment. Then board sizes, I've also seen some differences. Like Matteo wanted to test 80 and 85. It's quite an interesting topic because a lot of people would say like, but you're above the water. What does the board do? Why is one board different than the other? But yeah, like in the takeoff, and then how quickly a board takes off again when you drop down. There are a lot of factors, and it's still like with the traditional board design, like the slalom boards. There's still a lot of work involved in it to figure out the easiest way to take off and to keep on the water. And that's also the thing what we already said before, like some shapers that are coming here during the winter, they would test, adjust the boards, and then then continue, how you call it? I'm looking for the words at the moment. And then continue testing for the new boards. And they would test like one time, for example, like small boards, medium boards, big boards, now also the foil boards. And there's already been quite a lot of development in the last years. So at the moment we're still looking at Group 2, Blanca leading, Akira in second, and then third I think it's Jenna from the looks of it. So I think this is also going to be like how they're going to finish. Not a lot will change in the last reach. And if you find all this racing and the trainings interesting, there's on YouTube actually a series we did last year, a series with interviews from with the pro slalom riders. So for example, there are interviews with Marcek, Matteo, and Jordi about the early days of the training. So it includes actually the whole story from the very first moment of the trainings until where we are now, in which stage, because we have been growing over the last years, and well, Gia is on the level he is now. I think like as good as maybe he will get better as well with his eyes, but he is already on such a high level that like they are starting to ask him also to do other competitions outside of Tenerife, which I find quite a logical thing.
I think he's going to Greece for the
IQ foil,
yeah,
right?
In Greece in May or June. So
the last years.
Really good.
And so basically now I hear myself double. That's a funny thing. So the federations and the organizers of IQ events, they also know how to find gear right now. and it's good for him also. It's also for his learning curve to learn new things, to see how they organize those events, how the racing crew is working there. So it's a lot of things he can use again during the slalom trainings during the winter.
Of course, and he
Yeah.
made his name here. No, I think
Yeah.
all of the riders are coming. So in the end, the riders also make important call for
Of
all
course,
of the events, like talking to the guys, like, look, this guy is sharp as a knife on the neat start. He's doing well, and
True.
he's by himself. So that's
Yeah.
why I think everybody now know him.
Actually, what he's doing here is basically Guy is just one PWA slalom crew, one person,
Yeah.
putting the course, doing the starts, doing the rescues as well, because that's also something that has to be mentioned. If someone has problems with his equipment, he breaks a mast, a foil, or medical problems. It didn't happen a lot of times, but like we had some crashes on the course with some stitches involved. But actually, that was also an interesting thing. We thought that with the foils coming up, that there would be a lot more crashes. But actually, I think there are less crashes than before when they were only sailing on fin.
Now we have that was the 7th
Yeah,
race
like
already.
the AP flag is up.
AP flag is up. Everybody's back to the beach. They're gonna have a 1-hour break.
Exactly. So let's maybe meet up with them. But I think for now, the first live stream, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope that you were able to watch it in like a continuous motion without too much buffering and stopping. Also, we will keep you updated about the next live streams,
Yes.
which are gonna come.
We're gonna do 3 more live streams this winter, and we're gonna do one also from the bay, maybe one more here. Let's see how the conditions are. Every 2 weeks, let's say. We try to do it every 2 weeks, so stay up to date for in around 2 weeks. We're gonna make announcement on all of our social media, so for sure you will know.
That's your part of the job.
We did the first one today, so we know how to improve. We know what to change. We know
If you have any
what
tips,
to do,
or Ben,
yeah.
if you're listening, give us more, give us information how you
We're
do
gonna
this.
bring you Ben next time, so
We-
you don't have to listen to us.
Yeah,
but-
we have like 2.5 hours almost, and I wonder how he's doing that on a full day. Remembering the Tenerife World Cup in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, like 9 hours of live stream.
Yeah, that's
Respect.
a long,
Respect,
long
Ben.
live stream. And of course, we need to thank our main guy
Yeah,
behind the
Finn and his ladies.
Finn NoerStick.
Yeah, don't
And-
forget to buy your NoerStick without discount this time.
And we need to mention the center as well, TWS,
TWS in the South
Tenerife
Bay,
Windsurf Solution.
where the trainings are run from, basically.
Yeah.
Also, big shout out to Eva, who's organizing the trainings, and of course Guy on the boat. We mentioned him a lot already, but yeah, it's definitely a legend, and he's called a legend quite often by the guys, and he reserved it.
And he's just gonna sit now for 1 hour,
Oh yeah,
checking
relax,
his mobile, playing
see all
a
the
bit of
messages,
games.
watching a live stream to see what we said about him, to listen to what we said about him. Yeah, so whenever you are like starting slalom sailor, or if you just want to have fun and want to experience this whole show, you can always get in contact with Eva. Basically, all the information for the slalom trainings you can find on the website of TWS, TWS-windsurf.com, and then you have to be, I think, in the clinic section. You can find all the information about the trainings.
Yeah, you can find also Instagram page,
Yep.
Facebook page.
Everything is
TWS
up to date.
Pro Slalom Training. And there you
Um,
can see all of the contact info.
Yep, and then basically, I think for February we are full because it's always the busiest month. But if you want to come in March, definitely check out with Eva if there's some free spots, and then you can also of this live stream or the one after.
Yes. We're gonna thank you for today.
Yes,
My name is Bart. It was nice to being here with you for 2.5 hours. We are already
Oh
on
man,
air. Oh man,
talking too much. Yeah, my name is Robin. Thank you as well from my side to take the time to watch it, to listen to us amateurs talking this show together. If you have any tips, contact us and enjoy your Sunday.
Thanks a lot.